Hi everyone, and welcome back to the shop. This is a fun introduction to woodworking project and a useful project. If you'd like to build it, I'll have a link to the plans right here and down in the description below. The plans come with a printable template, and in this video I'll show you how to use it. I made the step stool out of solid cherry, and what I really like about solid cherry is in just a short amount of time it'll have a rich, deep dark brown color, just like this project I made a few years ago. As you can see, this is a pretty wide part of the project, and it'll need to be made with two boards. So we'll get started by gluing two boards together.
Support for this episode is provided by Waterlocks. Waterlocks lets wood be beautiful. And Biloxygen. Biloxygen will keep your oil-based paints and finishes from skinning over and going bad while in storage. Learn more about Waterlocks and Biloxygen at the links in the description below.
I've already cleaned up the edge of the boards and cut them to length and width, and I'll join them together using biscuits. When I mark for the biscuits, I'll make sure that I keep the bottom biscuit a little high since I'll be cutting an arc out and I don't want to cut into the biscuit. If you're just getting into woodworking and you haven't collected a bunch of clamps yet, I highly recommend these clamps. These are Dubuque clamps made in the United States in Dubuque, Iowa, and just far better than any clamps I've used over the years. I'll have a link to them in the description below. Well, the glue setting up, I'll make the template. This is an old scrap piece of beadboard. You can use whatever you have in the shop. I like MDF because it sands easily, and I'll just work on this side since there's no beadboard on this side. And the sides need to be 15 by 16 and a half, so before I lay out the template, I'll cut this piece to size. When you print out this template, you want to print it to scale, and you can check it with this box here. So if this measures 1 inch, then you're good to go. So now I'm just lining up the marks, and I'll tape the template together. Now that I have the template taped together, I'll use a straight edge and cut along the straight lines. Now I have the paper template taped together. I'll tape it to my MDF template, and I'm just making sure that I'm flush on the sides and the bottom and top, and then I'll cut this out on the bandsaw. Okay, and here's my template, and I want this to be nice and smooth for the ball bearing to run along. So I'll use the template to make a sanding block, and I'll make a sanding block for this top curve as well. Now I'll remove the paper, and here's my pattern for cutting out the sides. I've allowed the glue to set up. Now I can take the parts out of the clamps and cut them to size. Here are the parts cut to size. And now I can take the pattern, make sure I'm flush on all sides. And when I cut this out on the bandsaw, I'll leave the line. Remember when I said be careful about the placement of the biscuits so you don't accidentally cut into them? Well, that's exactly what I did. But unlike the bottom where pretty much nobody would see it, I did it right on the front. So off camera, I quickly glued 2 more boards together, cut them out on the bandsaw, and I'm going to pretend like that never happened. Now I can use a pattern and a flush cut bit in the router to clean up the cut. The tape will hold the template in place, and the ball bearing will run along the pattern, cleaning up the cut. Now I'll remove the pattern, flip it, and repeat the process on the other side of the stool. Okay, and that's a pretty smooth cut, a little bit of burning, but that's to be expected with cherry. Now that I have the 2 sides made, I can get to work on the other parts of the project. The Stepstool supports are the same width, and I can get both of them out of this one board. The step and riser are also the same width, and I've adjusted the fence to cut them next. All 4 of these parts are the same length, so I've set up a stop block to cut them to length. Now I have all the parts cut to size except for the top. I've set up the pocket hole jig, and I've marked out where I'll need to drill the pocket holes for the pocket hole screws. This is the front support, and you always want to choose the best side to be out. So this is the inside. I've measured in 3/4 of an inch from each edge and 4 inches from each side, and these screws will go into the riser. This is the bottom step, and here I've marked to drill 2 3/4 from the front of the step, 2 inches from the back of the step, and here I've marked to pre-drill and countersink so I can screw into the riser. I'll drill the holes in the back of the riser, 2 inches from the edge on both sides. At the top of the stool sides, I'm drilling the holes on the inside 1 inch from the back edge and 5 inches from the back edge. Over here at the drill press, I'll pre-drill and countersink the holes in the bottom of the step. Back at the table saw, I'll rip the top of the stool to width. And use the miter saw to cut it to length. Okay, now I have all of the holes drilled. I gave all the parts a good sanding, and I drilled an 1 5/8 hole at the top of the stool. That makes it easier to pick up, and now I can start assembling the parts. I'm going to start by attaching the bottom step to the riser with a little glue and 1.5 inch screws. I've clamped the parts in position, making sure I'm flush at the sides and the back, and now I'll drive an 1.5 inch screw. Next, I'll attach the front support, again using a little wood glue, and this time pocket hole screws. I'll get rid of this glue before it sets up. Even though it's in the back of the stool, it's always a good habit to get into. Got a little squeeze out here in the front. I just realized that I forgot to drill the pocket holes at the top of the riser that connect to the top step. And I'm drilling these holes 4 inches from the edge on each side. Now that I have the center part assembled, I'll use a little wood glue and attach it to the side of the stool. I clamp the support in position, making sure that I'm flush at the back, and I'll attach it with 2 screws. I'm adding a little more wood glue. I'll flip this over and attach it to the other side. Now I'm ready to attach the top, and again I'm using a little wood glue and a few pocket hole screws. Okay, well, after that last screw, I gave the Stepstool a good sanding and applied the first coat of Waterlox. I will be posting a full video on the finishing process. Haven't really done that in a while. And I think it's important when you're just getting into woodworking is to pick a finish and stick with it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a ton of cans of finish all over your shop. I've been using Waterlox now for about 38 years, I think, and it works great. I've been using Biloxogen now for about 10 years, and this stuff really works great too. Back in the old days, I used to store the can upside down to try to prevent any oxygen from getting in the can. I used to squeeze the can to get any air out of the can, but now you just spray about 2 seconds worth of the Biloxogen. It's a heavier argon gas that'll sit on top of the finish and force the oxygen out of the can, and it really works. It prevents your finish from skinning over and going bad, and it also works on oil-based paints. So definitely check out Biloxogen. If you do, post about it on Instagram and tag me. Same thing with Waterlox. And I will be posting some pictures of this on Instagram as it gets darker. I really like the way cherry looks when it's dark like this. At this point, this is definitely not my favorite color, but I know in just a little bit of time, this Stepstool will have this deep, rich, sort of honey brown color. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you'd like to build this project or any of my projects, you can check out my plans on my website. And if you do, please post them on Instagram and tag me. I'd love to see what you made. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to build the furniture for your home, please visit my website at johnpeters.com for a large variety of furniture projects and plans available. From beginner to advanced woodworking projects, I'm sure you'll find a project that will match your woodworking skill level and taste in furniture. Each project has step-by-step video tutorials right here on YouTube designed to help guide you through the project and help you build something I know you'll be proud of. Thanks again, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's a great way to help me continue to make long-format project videos just like this one.